133.2 laps the leader needed to have completed at the start of this to be on time for a distance record, and they had completed 134. We could squeak this, you know, for a distance record. 1:59 is the current. It's happened twice. Amazingly, 20 hours ago, the weather was exactly as it is now, and it's barely changed. There was a wee bit of fog overnight, but not enough to have to suspend the race. And well done to the drivers and the officials for negotiating that one. Saw some pictures of that from overnight. I suppose it was the setting out the stall right at the beginning, at the very first rundown to the first corner on the Grand Prix circuit for the first time. It was the Frickadelli car, the number 30 classic red and white livery, but this time on a Ferrari, that was making the early moves. A bad week got worse and worse for the Moispath team of Manthey Racing, and the Porsche number 911 started in 20th. Slow puncture, or a puncture and a tyre coming off the ring, put Kevin Estre into the wall. The AMGs gave us plenty of excitement, but the constant towards the top of the timing screen was the new for 2023 Ferrari 296 GT3. Offline, always difficult here, particularly in the hats and back. Johnny Palmer making the great point earlier on that because the grass was so dry, drivers were finding perhaps more grip there and maybe taking a few more risks. Doesn't help when there's someone else's fluid on the track, and one or two people were caught out by that. Despite the barriers needing repaired, we've managed to keep up a good place. And the one fly in the ointment for the Frickadelli number 30 came at a decent part of the track, as Bruce Jones has explained. They had everything on hand, not just one rear deck, two, just in case the first one didn't fit. They're relatively new with this car and got the car out without losing, well, any time in the pits. It was only the in-lap. Maro Engel, risk versus reward. If he had his time over, would he make the pass on the Songfit blue Porsche again? Probably. Ultimately, the right rear suspension that was changed gave safety concerns to the number 3 Grüne Helle, the Green Hell art car, and that was withdrawn from competition. Ricardo Feller and Julian Andlau were fast during the night, keeping us entertained. Feller with 2 wheels on that dry grass as he was battling with Sheldon von der Linde for the lead. Von der Linde actually let him go by. Might have been to mitigate the question of yellow flag offence for Sheldon. Whatever, he didn't get penalised, and of course the Audi racked up 4 minutes and 36 seconds from Fred Verveesch. The problems for some of the top cars continue, with the 911 Manthey car going out. George Griezmann in the 227 was laying down fluid on the Grand Prix circuit, which caught out a couple of the top cars, including the number 5 Audi. Just goes to prove, you think you're safe, you've got off the challenge of the magnificent but scary in the night Nordschleife, and you get caught out on somebody else's fluids down towards the Goodyear hairpin. After his indiscretions earlier on, Fred Verveesch quite disappointed that he'd hit the wall in the share of number 5 blue and white car. Well, that required some remedial action as well. The BMW Junior team, Dan Hartmann and Max Esser, doing doubles all the way through the night, and then a weird spin for Dan Hartmann, put down to, again, a tyre issue. Then a fan favourite going out. Huge incident in a very fast part of the circuit in the forest when the Dacia Logan was careered into by the number 54 Porsche, the dynamic car. Driver of the Hyundai taking to hospital, team saying on their official channels, feeling a bit shaken up, but by no means life-threatening, those injuries. Bit of fog overnight and the day dawned. Slight mistake without any consequence from the leader down through the Stefan Beloff S. GR Toyota leaving a bit of a campfire on the circuit when something in the right front, brake or tyre or both, caught alight. And then, huge moment for the leading TCR car, get tipped into a spin. That resulted in a penalty for the GT3 car. And those AMGs, no love lost between them. Really sharp fighting between the number 2 Get Speed car and the number 4 Team Bilstein car. They're still only half a minute apart on the track. Marciello in the number 4 Team Bilstein painted car ahead of Christodoulou as they stand at the moment. And it's just been wonderful, wonderful side by side, door mirror to door mirror action as they're scrapping for the last step on the box in 4 hours' time. Gilles Magnus catching a BMW in an inopportune moment. This was not so long ago. Got a little sideways down into Brunchen and just clipped the right rear on the barrier. Thought he got away with it actually there when I saw that in real time when we had Neil Verhagen in there, but it was just a light kiss that required that car to come in to the pit lane. 134 laps completed. Local team Fricadelli Racing, a new Ferrari, 2 minutes and 17 seconds to the good.